All right. I'm sorry to have started late, but for some reason, I don't know if Facebook is playing games with me, but it just doesn't let me share the screen. So I cannot teach the whole lesson I prepared the whole yesterday and today. I cannot teach it because Facebook won't let me share my screen. I mean, I think I'm in the right group. I can see some of you there. Yeah, I can see. Okay, yeah. But for some reason, it says that it's sharing the screen, but I don't see. I mean, I just see myself. Do you guys just look at myself? Do you see the whole screen? Okay, Bear Fruit, I see you. All right, Andy Crispin, I see you. Yeah. So that's kind of a bummer, because I had a whole thing for the screen. For some reason, it doesn't let me share it. So I want to see what I'm gonna do because I'm not, I don't have anything in my hands. Everything is on my screen. You guys can only see me, right? You cannot see the screen, just me, right? Is that correct? All right. So I'm only personal, just myself. Yeah, it's not letting me share the screen for some reason. This is crazy, huh? Last week I went to my timeline. Now I found out the group and it's kind of hiding it. Put it all the way at the end. It's doing tricks, so I won't share anything in my group. But when I say the screen, it says that it's sharing it, but it doesn't allow me. Let me get out of here. See, I can see here. Oh my goodness. And it says that it's sharing the screen, but it's lying because you guys don't only see me. Wow, so that's something else. Well, in any case, let me see. Maybe we can sing some songs. Can you hear the guitar? You can hear me on the guitar? Yeah? All right. Okay. Let me see if I can get some of the paperwork that I had here. Let me see. Since I have to read it to you guys now. What a bummer, man. All right. In any case, let me get the lessons here because I can see the lesson in front of me. It's just that you won't be able to see it with me, but I can put it on top of my screen here. Let me go. Let me see here. All right. Okay, I'm looking at this right now. Okay, I'm looking at this. I'm looking at this one. All right. So I'm looking at my lesson, but I'm so sorry that you cannot see it. Just I can see it. But in any case, what I was talking tonight, it was gonna be on the purpose. The purpose and mission statement for our creation. Okay, because there's a purpose, and the purpose is in the very word dabar. When God gave us the word dabar, I remember I explained that to you before, that in the word dabar it starts the daleth, that's for the D, and the beth is for the B, and the resh is for the R, and the daleth, which is the door or the gate, you understand that is what is called an administration or a management. And the beth, which is the floor plan or the house, represents the economy together with the word resh. Eco means house and resh means nomos. So that's the situation there right now. Let me see how we're doing. Let me look at my screen here. All right, so that's the situation that we're talking about. So in the very in those three letters, because remember God is interested in the function. That's why it's not just phonetics. In English, we just learn the sound of the words, but with the Hebrew, you have the sound of it, but also you have the picture of it to tell you the function. So the purpose of the dabar word in the Hebrew means the administration, of the economy. So we were made to be administrators of the economy. Which economy? The economy of God. And what economy He wanted us to work on? It wasn't the economy of creating the jungles. Those were made already. It wasn't on the economy of creating the rivers and making them function. Those were made already. It wasn't on the economy of making the mountains. Those were made already. The only thing that was lacking in us was the understanding of His character. Okay? You understand that in the scripture it says that the whole earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof and all the inhabitants of the earth, it says in the Bible. So that means everything belongs to God. You understand? There's nothing that I can say I can call my own and therefore I can give it to God later on when I choose to. No, all along everything has been His. He has never sold it to any of His creatures. He has never said that you can be the owner of anything. He still, up until now, claims to be the owner of all things, of every cell, of every molecule, of every atom. Okay? So we end up being your stewards of the stuff that belongs to him. My eyes are his eyes. I'm just using them while in this existence, in this plane of existence. The ears that I call mine are his ears. And guess what? When God is listening, it says the Bible, the ears of the Lord, the eyes of the Lord are everywhere, beholding the good and the evil. Guess what? He's looking. The eyes that you have in your socket, that's the very eyes that he's using, because those are his, by the very fact that he created everything. So he's the creator of everything. So he uses his thing to keep track of everything that we watch. He's watching it. Everything that our thoughts are thinking of, he's forming. He's helping those thoughts to be formed. So he knows exactly, he's intimately aware with everything that we have, because all of our thoughts are his thoughts. We have only borrowed his equipment while in this existence. But the very shape of our soul, is his own thinking, his own creation. So the way that we think about being in this world, so when he's calling us in the word the bar, to be the administrators of the economy, that's his economy. And the only economy he wanted us to learn is his attitude, his mindset. That's why he gave us a mind and a heart, so that we can understand his mindset and we can understand his concern of the heart, what things he connects with and what he thinks he understands, what he thinks he's happy to. So basically, this whole creation was made for him to manifest himself in it. And we were only to listen to his words so we could reveal him, you see. So that's the purpose. And the very word, the bar, is the purpose, okay? So the only thing we were supposed to do in the very beginning, we were only supposed to listen, pay attention, hear. That's why the prayer that the Jewish people pray every day, the Shema prayer, in Deuteronomy 6:4, Shema Yisrael, Adonai Elohenu, Adonai Echad, the one that I sing the song to you guys about, I even make commercials and all that. I've been making nice little commercials with this program that I have, but in any case, today we're going raw with me, I was talking, but you see that very thing in the word the bar, that's where it's found our purpose. The purpose which God made us is to be administrators, okay? Stewards, please. The modern term for it is administrators now, or managers. But, his business is the business of revealing his character. So the whole Torah was made for us to acquire, the ability to understand him and to express him. So that we were going to be the station poles, if you please, where God was going to be manifesting himself in creation. And we were going to be projecting his attitudes, projecting his mindset out of us. That was it. We were not supposed to make any plans because the plans were God made. And God made plans are very resilient and very intelligent. They're self-replicates, they're self-reproduce. It's not like the man-made plans that we have to make them everything from the ground up. So I understand that was the situation there. So, thanks be to God, he made everything so resilient, and the only thing left for us, so the purpose for us, as according to the Dabar, because we were made by the word, for the word, and through the word. So God made what I call a wordocracy. Everything is by the word, through the word, and for the word. Everything is for the sake of that. So we are here to be ministers and servants, stewards and administrators of words. And that's exactly what you and I do. Whenever we go to work at any place, no matter what product, no matter what service, you are instructed as to what to do. You're given the manual, you're given the mission statement for that company. And as long as you're into that company, you have to adhere to the rules and regulations and the ordinances of the manual. So you are ministers of the word that tells you how to, do your work, how to do your job. And so the reason why I do the same thing every day on a daily basis is so that we won't forget the lessons of how to do it. So it's just to keep the word in the right order. So all of us are ministers of words. When it comes down to it, even in this retarded garden, in this retarded economy, whenever we go to work, whether to make cars, we have to learn to keep the order of how to be a mechanic or manufacture cars and all that. Whether we go work on computer, we have to keep the orders of the manual. So we are ministers of words, and God's exactly. We are administrators and managers of the word. So it's not a very far-fetched thing, very hard, very simple. God made it for the economy of revealing his character, okay? Now we have an industry in the retarded garden that's divided in three phases. There's the economy of revealing characters, which means the movie industry. You learn the name of a character and you reveal it. So that's one way of looking at things. And the other, The other two economies are the economy of making products, okay? Because the man-made plans uses our manpower, our talents and skills to be able to go build that company from the ground up. So we make a man-made plant, and then we have to work inside to make the products because the products are not self-replicating, and self-duplicating. They're not the resilient garden that God made. Okay, they're not the intelligent. They're the dumbed down economy. And so in this economy, we get very busy and caught up making these products, and then we train ourselves that according to the abundance of this product of this retarded garden, that's how we're gonna get recognition. When we were not made to acquire things, we were made to acquire the character of God because that's eternal. Things in this world are temporal. Even our own bodies, our cells are changing every day. We're dropping old cells, building up new ones. Nothing stays stagnant. Everything is in the life, in life, organic life, everything is replicating. Our cells are replicating. Everything is moving. By the time you're 80, you're going through about 10 bodies. And then 10 set of cells have duplicated all over your body. Okay, so you don't retain the whole body. What you retain is the knowledge of the DNA of who you are to keep on expressing more and more of you. So at the end of the day, we are here for the very purpose, and nobody escapes it. If you are not the administrator of the economy of revealing the character of God, you're going to be an administrator of the economy of revealing some product and service in this retarded garden. Or if you're going to be an actor, you're going to be an administrator of revealing the character of some dead legend or somebody that passed away that is not even as good as the character of God. And it's always going to be, if you're an actor, it's always going to be revealing somebody that already died and became a legend for the stupid things that they did. And that's how you do. But in the administration of God, you reveal the living character of God, and you have that fellowship with Him as you exist in this realm. And that's the beauty of it, and you share it with your fellow men. And so the whole idea is that you have to inherit the work of wholesome words and give them out. So that's the whole idea of connecting. And I wish I could show you. I was so beautiful, but I'm going to figure out how to do it because I'm not going to be putting up with these little surprises that this Facebook is doing me, not allowing me to share my screen. It's telling me that it's sharing my screen, but I don't see it. And I guess you're only seeing me. But anyhow, we'll continue with this. So you see, the whole purpose for what God made us is in the very spelling of the word dabar, which is word in Hebrew. Dalet Beth Resh, which means for the administration. We were made for the administration of the business, for the administration of an economy. That's the purpose. And then in the Shema, that's the whole beautiful thing that I broke it down today. In the Shema, let me read to you. The Shema, Yisrael, Adonai, Eloheinu Adonai Echad. I'm going to read it to you because you cannot see it, but it's beautiful. And I'll hopefully get to express it with you the next time I get to share the screen. But let me show you here. Let me look at the screen. I can look at it, but you cannot see it. But so I can share with you what it says here. So I broke down is the Shema Yisrael, Adonai, Eloheinu, Adonai, Echad. Those are 6 words, okay? 6 words. And there's a total of 24 letters, 24 sequences of letters from the Hebrew alphabet. So those are the 24 elders, I call it, because those are the ones that He's been instructing us from the very beginning. And it's interesting that in this opening statement that appears in Deuteronomy 6:4, hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one, Echad. Okay, and so what I did is there are 3 letters to the word Shema. Okay, there's the Shin, which is the letter for the front teeth. The front teeth is and the function of the front teeth is to consume, to assimilate, to eat, to clasp, to hold on to, right? And so the Shem, which is the Shem, it has the Mem for waters or solutions, and it has an eye for observation or for watchfulness. And so the word Shema, it describes the function of the ear, because the word Shema means hear. That's what it means in English. Hear or listen. Okay, so when you listen, what is it doing? You're hearing. Your ear is eating words. It's assimilating them. It's consuming them. Okay, and so what it means, Shema in the Hebrew, the word the Shin, the Mem, and the I. Okay, it means to assimilate the solutions observed. Assimilate or swallow, consume the solution that you have observed. So that's what you do when you hear and you observe. You're hearing something, your eyes becomes aware of what's going on, and you absorb, in your hearing. You absorb the solution. So that's the function of the ear. So Shema Yisrael, Adonai Elohenu Adonai Echad. Okay, so then when you come to Israel, it's got the Jad, which is the arm for work, or the labor, or the enterprise, or endeavor, or effort. All of that has to do with work, the functional work. Then he has the Shin again. He has the two teeth, the work of assimilating, or the work, of adhering, because that's what you, with your teeth, you clasp onto something. You grab, you clasp, not let it go, like a, pit bull, or those big dogs that have a big jaw that clasp. So with your teeth, you clasp. So the work of adhering, and the resh is the head, the highest, or the most highest, So the word of adhering to the highest, Aleph is the picture of the ox, which means strength, or fortifying, or giving strength. And Lamed is the staff of the shepherd. And man, the shepherd guides with that thing, the sheep. So it's the instructions for the sheep. So when you put it all together, he says, it's the employment of adhering to the most fortifying guidelines. That's one way of saying it. It's different ways of saying it. But as long as you know the function, you can say it in different ways that matches with each one of the letters. Okay? And then the next one after that, so we have Shema, which means here, Israel, okay? Which, by the way, that's what makes you a leader or a manager with God. A leader with God, that's the reason why we were made with God, to have dominion over His creation. So we have dominion over His creation when we listen to Him. So at the beginning, our first parents, that's what they were doing. They were listening. And at the end, that's what we have to do. We don't have to be looking at a form or anything to worship. God doesn't want it. You only listen to the sound of the words and to the meaning of the words and act and project the meaning of it upon this creation. That's all. So when the devil came, he allows us to look at something external and think by coveting something from this external world, we're going to make ourselves be like God, knowing good and evil. That was the first idea that it came. From coveting something from this external world to make something be like God without having to listen to God. No, you got to listen. When you go to work, you got to listen to the words. When you're going to do a service, you got to listen to the words. Everything is come by hearing. And then once you hear, you have an occupation. And by the way, I'll explain to you the word occupation or position in this world. That's the real meaning of the word faith. Emunah. It's in the very words emunah. The strong solutions that generate activation. That's all the letters of faith. Emunah. Aleph, Mem, which Aleph means strong, Mem means solutions, N is continuity or generation, and Hey is an activation, And so faith means the strong solutions that generate activation. And that's what an office or a position is. You go work for an office, you're there to work the strong solutions that activate the animation of the product and service of the company you're being hired to. So every position and everything that's created, that's emunah. It's nothing far-fetched that is, in there that cannot be seen. It's something that is palpable, touchable. But we have made it in something that is not objective, but is subjective. Faith in the Old Scriptures, not in the New Testament. In the New Testament, it loses its meaning. But in the Old, it's translated in several different ways. Emunah is translated as faith, but it's also translated as trust. It's translated as believing, and it's translated as a set office. The word emunah, which is translated as faith in the Hebrew, in Leviticus, and in other parts of a set office, which means like an office, a position. Because whenever there's a job to be done, there's got to be an office that has the strong solutions that generate activation, right? And that's what the meaning of the word faith is. You see, so everything makes a lot of sense when you go to the basics of the scriptures in the Torah and in the Hebrew language, the leshona kadosh, the sacred tongue. So that's what I'm trying to teach you, and I'm trying to get you into the meaning of the words. So the purpose, okay, and in a little while, I'm going to do the first test, and I'm going kind of raw with this because, I was hoping to share all this good stuff. I made so nice stuff. Let me see. Okay, I can see myself there. I'm covering myself with the lectures here. But in any case, I'm looking at it. So that's the whole thing that I'm trying to share. So I'm trying to share each one of the sentences here. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Elohenu Adonai Echad. Okay. So I'm going to just read to you this whole sentence. When you break each word, I'm going to have to explain next week, hopefully. I'm going to figure out how to share the screen properly in in the next few days. I'm going to struggle until I get it done, because since they changed this thing around, this thing is playing games with me. But in any case, the meaning of the whole thing, I'm going to read you the whole thing so you understand what's the meaning behind all of this. Okay, and at the end, I finish with Ehad Bar, because I put the word Ehad with Bar together. The purpose adhere to this. So this is the mission statement. This is what it means. Okay, let me get close here so I can see it myself. All right, here we go. It says, the whole thing, the 6 words of the 24 characters, it says, the meaning behind of that is assimilating the solutions observed from the employment of adhering to the most fortifying guidelines of the task force, which delineates the connectedness of all activities, uphold seminars with hands-on training, workable solutions for the endeavor of equipping the interconnection of all the labor force to be the strongest, most fortifying, secure, well-protected, and safely guarded administration, management, governance, or system for the economy. See, that's really a message that is found in all those words. When you put each letter and all the meanings for what the function stands. That's an amazing mission statement that can be used anywhere. From managing the economy, of the character of the Torah that reveals everything about how to run a nation and to run everything, to have to get along with your environment and not to damage the trees, how to be kosher, and how to be gentle with everything that God has made, and how to reflect the character of the divine to your fellow man, all of that, which is encapsulated in the Torah. And from all the economies of the retarded garden, they can also benefit from this, because everybody has something similar to this, but it's not as good as this. They wish they had something like this, but this is actually the best mission statement that I can think of. You have a business, you have a manual, you start a business, you gather all your employees, all the people that are going to be working there, all your labor force, all the task force, all your management, all your qualifying, all your quality managers, quality control managers, and everybody, you get them together, and you can read them this. You can tell them it's assimilating. This is what we're going to do in this company. Assimilating the solutions observed from the employment of adhering to the most fortifying guidelines of the task force, which delineates or deciphers, the connectedness of all activities. Let's uphold or let's sustain seminars with hands-on training, workable solutions for the endeavor of equipping the interconnection of all labor force to be the strongest, most fortifying, secure, well-protected, and safely guarded administration or management or governance or system for our business or for the economy. You see, that makes perfect sense. If everybody can come in agreement with that, you see what I'm saying? And thus this whole thing, because that's what's going to come at the end. His name is in Zechariah, chapter 14, verse 9. And that day the Lord will be king over all the earth, and his name shall be called Ehad, or one word, okay? And so Ehad Bar, that's why I put the word together. Ehad the Bar, I put them together because the Ehad ends with a Dalet and the Bar starts with a Dalet, so I put it together as Ehad Bar, which means one word, that we're in agreement. And this thing happens in every company. You go to work at any company and they're all in agreement with the one manual, the one mission statement that represents what the company is all about. And so every company that is successfully running in the world, no matter what products or service, they only do it because they go into agreement into the one word that represents what their company is all about. So you see, so that's the main thing to keep in mind. But let me go and do some prices right now. All right, let me put this down so I can see you guys as I can see on the side here. All right, let me see. Here we go. All right. So everything is okay so far? You've been listening and hearing me? Sounds good? All right. Let me see who else is here. All right. Let me go down. All right. So, Mariposa, good to see you. Good evening, everybody. Good. Oh, yeah. Crispin here. Rosa Crispin, man. All right. Rosa, everybody's here. Okay, good. All right. So I see that. Oh, Brandon's not here yet. Okay. We'll see when he shows up. Okay. In any case, let me think here. Was a little question to ask you. All right. So, from what I said so far, according to the Hebrew word, which means the Daleth, Beth, and Resh. For what purpose did God made us? For what purpose, according to what it said in the meaning of Dalet, Beth, and Resh? For what purpose were we created by God? Anybody can try to come close to it or say it first. The one that comes the closest to it, to the best definition of it, I'll give you the $50 right now. So according to the Dalet, Beth, Resh, according to the Hebrew for the bar, what was the purpose, according to what it says in there, for which God made us? All right. Anybody? I hope you can hear me. Yeah, I'm on. So anybody want to give it a shot? All right. Nobody? All right. I'm going to give it another minute. What's the purpose for which God made us according to the Dalet, Beth, Resh, according to the meaning of the word dabar, which is the word in Hebrew? Dabar means something, and I've been saying it from the very beginning. Yeah. Yeah, somebody suggested I record. I recorded some stuff, but the thing is, here it doesn't let me go to the screen, so there's no way I can share it. Yeah. So nobody knows that one? Uh, by the way, I don't know. You guys can still hear me? Somebody answer me that. Can you hear me still? Oh, okay. I haven't gone down. Let me go down. Let me see. Who said it first? Ah. Uh-huh. Bear fruit. The administrator of the word. That's close enough, but let me see. Somebody said it better. Uh, and okay. Okay, you got it, Bear. Bear fruit, you got it. You started with both administrator, which is good. All right. So yeah, administration. Oh, well, Brian is here. All right. Yeah, but you gotta say the economy. So the one that said the whole thing with the administration of the economy, that's the correct one. So the one that said correctly, so bear fruit, all right, you get 50. All right, 50. $50 for bear fruit. All right, very good. All right. So let me go for 10 more minutes and then I'll do another $50 giveaway here. All right, but that's pretty good. All right. We're doing good. All right, let's keep going. So look at that. Isn't that an amazing statement when you think about it? Shema Israel, the whole mission statement in which we can come into agreement. For the believer, for the one that believes in the dabar, in the word of the maker, because when God gave a word, he gave an administration. Whenever it says in the Bible, and the word of the Lord, that's the word of Elohenu, and the word of Adonai, and the word of Adonai came to, Isaiah, and the word of the Lord came to, Jeremiah, and the word of the Lord came to, whenever it came, it was the administration. I was bringing the management plan, the plan model for what he was going to do. So it wasn't just an empty word. I mean, he was going to reveal. So when you see the whole book of Isaiah, and it starts at the beginning, and the word, and the administration of the economy came to Isaiah. That's what it's trying to say. And the administration of the economy came to Ezekiel. And the administration of the economy came to Jeremiah. And the administration of the economy, it was all telling them how they were going to reveal him, and what they were going to say about him, and what he likes and what he doesn't like, what he's happy with and what he's angry with. Everything is to reveal his character. All of the administration of the economy, of the revelation of his character. Because in the economy of God, he did not make us to make trees. The trees don't need us. He did not make us to make cows, to make insects, to make none of that. We were just supposed to procreate ourselves, and then we were just supposed to, he's into the production of humanity. He wants to, keep humanity going, and so that we will focus upon his character. Nothing much else to do but to learn who he was, and all these things were going to be supplied for us. 300,000, imagine that. 300,000 edible plants God made. And there's no coincidence that in the whole Torah, from Genesis to Deuteronomy, the 5 books written by Moses, all the characters, the Hebrew characters, you you will count it from Genesis, from the beginning to the last word in Deuteronomy, it's 304,805 characters. Think about this. 304,805 characters to feed your soul so you can understand your maker. The original Torah, which everybody upholds sacred. You know, the Muslims believe in the Torah, the Christians believe in the first 5 books of the Bible, and Jewish people definitely, that's what they believe in. But the Torah, you know, the first 5 books, 304,805 characters. And when you look at this world, you know, according to John Warren, the one that said the nature of the crops, the nature of crops, he talks about the trees. So there's 300. This is about 400,000 trees, and 300,000 of them are edible. And he says like 300. He didn't say exactly that, so it could be that 304. But it's interesting, you know. That's very close. That for the feeding of the body, of this body, you know, God created a variety of 300,000 edible trees. Of course, in this retarded economy, they only give us 200. Okay, that's like 0.0. That's like 0.06% of the, you know, it's less than 1%. It's like a 0.06% of the whole 300,000. So in these economies of this world, you know, like all these health departments are created, you know, the Institute of Health, and all these departments that we did not vote to make health departments, by the way. They just made themselves, you know, without us voting for them. And all of a sudden now they claim that they are taking care of our health. If you're taking care of my health and you say that you're doing everything for the sake of my health, then how come you deprive me of 300,000, you know, and instead just allow me to have access to 200. And out of those 200, people don't even eat like 35 fruits and vegetables, you know. So even eat less than 200. I don't even know 200 fruit myself. So there you go. You're all deficient. You and I, we're all deficient because we live in the retarded garden. We're deprived of thousands upon thousands of fruits. We don't even know their names. That's how retarded we are in this garden. Imagine God would have taught all those names to us, but by now, you know, we all know the names. We would be so intelligent, you know. But imagine, that's what we have. So don't fear any economy that has you weak to begin with. There's all economies want us sick and weak because they make money out of our sickness. When you're sick, that's when, you know, all these doctors make all their money. Part of the gross domestic product, the GDP, is how much money the hospitals earn. That should be counted. You know, the fact that hospitals are making more money every year, that means there's more sick people. That should be counted as something that should be proud of our gross, domestic product. But people don't think, you know. So you cannot trust the nations that have deprived you of 99% of your edible garden, you know. And then they give you like 600,000 processed food products on the supermarkets. But all of those are processed and stripped of their organic value, you know, with things added here and there, and they call it enriched. You know, so this is crazy. Okay? So then I'm taking you back to this great garden of resilient, intelligent garden that God made us, you know, and where we're supposed to be, you know, and I want to share this. That's my enthusiasm, you know, to share this with you. And I wanted to sing some, but since I cannot share the words, I'm not going to sing them tonight, but I'm going to sing it another day when I can share the words. But in any case, we're looking right now at the purpose, which means we were made for the purpose of the administration of an economy. And when you come to this world, you don't get away from this purpose. You know, you're going to go work for some economy and manage that economy. Whatever little thing, you're going to do that. So you're not away from that purpose. The only thing you get away is from the one for which you were made originally, which means to reveal the character of your maker. You never know the character of completeness. You never know the character of yours, because God doesn't need anything. What God delights in is in sustaining and restoring and renewing and taking care of things, because that's why he shows that he's a creator, and that he can sustain, that he can maintain, that he can restore, that he can renew. So that's what it's all about to him. You know, he doesn't need to get anything. He has made everything, and he has the know-how how to keep it going. So all he delights in is keeping it going. So if we are not going to be in that joy of keeping his creation going, keeping ourselves going, keeping the animals going, keeping the insects going, keeping the plants that he made going, you know, guess what? He's going to get rid of us. He's going to give us into the hand of stupid governments, retarded governments that we have right now, that all they do with their stupid advice is to put a mask to suffocate ourselves and to deprive ourselves of the pure oxygen that he made for us. All this stuff is just to get rid of us, because he said he will do that. If you don't listen to his words, he says, I'm going to cut you off. I'm going to cut the remembrance of you from off the face of the earth. Because this whole creation was made to reveal him. It was not made to reveal our stubbornness or what we want of ourselves to be represented here. We have no ownership to a single second of time. I tell people, if you can show me the second that has your name on it, I'll bow down to you. If you can show me that the atom that has your name on it that you created, I will bow down to you. But since you have not made a single atom or a single second has your name on it, you and I, we're nothing. God is everything. He is the owner of all things. At the moment we go on thinking that we have something in this world, guess what? We're on the way down. We're on the way out. And so we are subject to all kinds of fear, man-made fears. There's so many people that are scared to death of all the regulations that are going right now. I have one of my sisters. I know one sister went to see my other sister, and this other sister that hardly fellowship with us. She hardly goes to church and everything. She's so scared. I mean, they walk in the door and she wants to put everything, spray everything, and she's very intelligent. She has high degrees and everything. But people that are not in the fear of the Lord all the day long, because the Bible said, "Let not thine heart envy sinners, but be thou in the fear of the Lord all the day long." All the day long, we're supposed to fear Dios, who God is, and not to offend the misrepresentation of his word and the misrepresentation of the economy. If we do not walk in that fear, we're going to be subject to all the fears of man. We are part of the noisome pestilence. The noisome pestilence, or the pestilence of fear, is what we're under. Because remember, the word virus in Latin means poison. So you are being poisoned with the fear of man. And the fear of man just destroys the body. The fear of God brings you to life. The fear of God allows you to not be afraid of anybody. Because then you realize that the true purpose for what you were made is to reveal who God is. And God is not going anywhere. He's not a dead character that did something in the past. No, he's still alive and running economies of the world as they are being run right now. And giving to the wicked their just deserves. And giving to the righteous his understanding. So they can live at peace in the midst of all this commotion that's going on. Because they know their economy is not going anywhere. All right. So the thing is, what happens is that you make yourself, subject, to what this, the moment you start listening to this governance and realize that you don't go in the path of your maker, it's because since I've been following my maker, I've done fastings, because I noticed that a lot of the leaders of Israel, a lot of the leaders of religions, they did a lot of fasting. And in fasting, I discovered how economical is my body. Now, the habit I acquired from all of this is I only eat one meal a day now. In 1 hour of the day, I eat one meal a day, and that's it. And the other days, the other time, I'm just drinking water, and that's it. But my body is not hungry at all. It's very satisfied with that. And so that a habit that I have now, and you remain so much healthy. And since 2003, that's when I got my minor stroke. When I was working at Hacienda Heights and all that. Since 2003, since I discovered how to stay off of medicine, how to drink a lot of water, and all this stuff, all the right way to doing things, I have not gotten sick. I even hadn't a flu or nothing, and I don't take flu shots or anything like that. Okay, the only thing that I rejoice is in the bar, in the administration of the economy of my maker, and he knows that I'm in it day and night. Great peace have they which love thy law, and nothing shall scare them, nothing shall offend them. But if you don't love the law, you don't love the Torah, the teachings orderly revealing, regulating all humanity, if you don't love that, then you're going to be subject to everybody else's teachings. And you're going to be scared like they are. Okay? So let me read the statement once again, so you'll keep it in mind so you'll understand the next time. So the mission statement, when it comes down to, for the 6 letters, and I'm not going to really ask you this too much because I know you're not watching it, so you got to see it to understand it better. But in the 6 words, there's 24 characters, okay? In 6 words for the Shema Yisrael Adonai Elohenu Adonai Echad. 6 words with 24 letters of the Hebrew alphabet, okay? And the whole thing that is saying in all of that is assimilating the solutions observed from the employment of adhering to the most fortifying guidelines of the task force, which delineates or deciphers, or demonstrates the connectedness of all activities, uphold, sustain seminars, with hands-on training, workable with hands-on training, workable solutions for the endeavor, or the enterprise, if you please, of equipping the interconnection of all the labor force, of all the people that are employees. Not talking about the people that don't work and are just consumers, but all the labor force to be the strongest, most fortifying, secure, well protected, and safely guarded administration, or management or governance or system for the economy or for the business. And that's what we want. That's what we become. When we learn a word in the fullness of its definition, we are working for that company, and that product or service will be delivered because we become that. We become the Ehad Bar, the strong, well guarded administration for that economy. We do that. So we were able to do that. Okay, so you understand? That's what I want you to understand, that this is your heritage, my people. This is what really you and I were made for. And this is, to me, it's amazing, that that there's no coincidence that as much trees that are available to feed our body, there's as much letters. Each letter is like a tree for the soul. The connection and the sequence of each letter, helps the soul, So let me ask another question now for the next $50. Okay, so I got Bear Chair for the. Now, Bear Chair, don't answer for this one. Let somebody else get a $50 right now, all right? So give somebody else a chance. Okay, all right. Now, for the next question. Okay, let me get to the screen here where I can see you guys. All right. All right. Okay, now for the next question. Let's see if somebody come close to it. How many edible plants did God created? The first one to answer that. About approximately how many edible plants God made? Anybody remember? Approximately about how many edible plants are there? We only eat 200. Our industrialized nations make sure we only eat 200. But I told you that according... Hey, Naomi. Boy, good to see you. All right. 4,000? No. Way more than 4,000. Way more than 4,000. So, this is what it said by the way, in John Warren, who wrote The Nature of Crops. In that book, he said, I'm gonna give you a hint. He said that there's 400,000 plants, and of those 400,000, there's this many that are edible. So how many did he say? 400,000 are the total amount of plants he figured there are in all creation. But of those 400,000, how many of those 400,000 are edible? Can somebody remember what I said? So it's a lot of plants, the total. It's not 4,000. So industrialized nations make sure that we only eat 200. I'm talking about also, the species and stuff like that. But of the 400,000, somebody that comes the closest to it, let's see. About how many of those are edible? The 400,000, how many of those are edible? Okay? If you don't know the exact number, I'm going to give it to the one that comes the closest to the edible amount. So let's start guessing now. So you can have $50 to the one that closest to the 300. Closest to the edible plants. From the 400,000, how many of those are edible? Can somebody give it a guess? We have the highest guess so far is okay. Let me see. Let me go down. I forget to keep going down. I'm sorry. Whoa! You're right. I think. Okay. Okay. All right. Angel Martinez. All right. I see. Okay. All right. I'm gonna give it to Angel Martinez. Okay. I know that Brian said the exact amount, but you gave the exact amount of how many words are in the Torah, Brian. Okay. So that's very good. But I did not give you an exact amount for the plants. So Angel Martinez is the closest one because I said about or over 300,000. So that's correct. I'm going to give it to Angel Martinez. So Angel Martinez, you get $50. Okay, so we have Bear Fruit, $50. Angel Martinez has $50. All right, pretty good. All right, but that's not bad, Brian. That's not bad. Okay, what Brian answered. That's 304,805. That's the exact number of letters in the Torah from Genesis to Deuteronomy. That's the exact numbers of Hebrew letters in the original. And I was saying that isn't that interesting that that this guy that is not even a Christian, this guy that wrote this book, The Nature of Crops, is not even a Christian, but he estimated that there's about 300,000 edible plants of the 400,000 plants that are on Earth, about 300,000, he says. Oh, they're about edible plants. And that I thought it was so amazing, That's the signature of God and creation. The God that gave you the Torah to feed your soul, He gave you 304,805 letters. He also created 300,000 edible plants to feed your body. Isn't that amazing? That's no coincidence. That tells you the signature of God upon creation. All right. So yeah, congratulations, Angel. All right, that's pretty good. We're doing pretty good. So that's what I'm talking about. That's exciting. When you get to see that. Yeah. So let me see what else we have here. So let me go back to this statement, because that's what I'm trying to show you, man. And it has such a good, but I hope I'm going to figure out how to share the screen again like I used to. And I had to figure out because also when I'm sharing the screen, it gets very blurry. I don't know why. So I'm going to have to try to maybe get another video card or something. But I'm looking okay here. By the way, am I very blurry right now or you can see me fine? When I'm in person right now. Because I know when I'm sharing the screen, it gets very blurry in the past occasions. But all right, but in any case, all right. Let me see. Let me go back to I was sharing here. Yeah. Okay. Now, one thing that I wanted to share also. Let me put this. Okay. Like I said, the word echad. Ehad, which is the last word in there, which is made out of the head of the ox, which for the aleph, and then it's made out of a fence, which means for protection, like for a wall of protection, and then the daleth, and I told you that when I was studying this a while ago, I was trying to figure out because the meaning of echad, which is how God gonna be known at the end, as one. In Zechariah 14:9, he says, "In that day the Lord will be king over all the earth, and His name shall be Echad, which means one." And I'm calling it Echad Bar, which means one word, because the external world right now, the world of the retarded economies, they talk about the one world system, the one world system. But God uses the one word, the one bar, the one administration, because one, like I said, one. The word one, which means the aleph, the head for the fence or the wall, and the daleth means the strong, defensed administration, or the fortifying, well-protected and well-guarded administration. Okay, and a while back when I was trying to think an example in this world of a place that is as strong and a fortifying, well-defensed, a well-protected administration, I thought that is what gives value to the companies in this world, because that's what a patent office is. A patent, an office for a patent. What they do is they take your product and service, and when they give you a patent, that office does the function of the strong defense of the administration. They protect your intellectual property. A patent office, that's what they do. So they are a strong, fortifying, well-guarded, secure protection for the administration of your idea or product. And so that's what a patent office does. And then all the owners of companies, they know, because they have a patent office that honors their intellectual product, their intellectual service, that thing cannot be stolen from them, because the owners of companies, they don't give you the patent. They sell you the product, the thing they made out of the dust of the product. But the patent, they don't sell to you, because that's the real product that gives them value. In other words, that's exclusivity. That one stands for exclusivity, exclusivity rights. So the patent office gives you exclusivity rights that use the exclusive owner, and therefore you can make a profit out of this. So that's why it becomes Echad. God is the exclusive owner of this organic world that is self-replicating. God is the exclusive owner of the DNA that replicates from cell to cell. God is the exclusive owner. He's the only one that has the rights to this resilient, brilliant garden, you know. And he lets the retarded garden, you know, that has to be run by manpower, you know, these man-made plants and manufactured plants that we do all the work for them. He lets the people that are lost run those things. But those that are with him, you know, he knows where he's standing for. So they understand that. So that's, but the beautiful thing that I wanted to share with you is that the thing is, this is one word, you know, and I put it together as Echad Bar, which means one word put it together, which means the strong, secure, well-guarded administration of the economy. That's what one word means. Put it together, Echad Bar. The strong and secure, well-guarded administration of the business or of the economy. Okay, that's what it means. Okay, and that's what we become. When we inherit a word with a fullness of all these meanings, then we are able to produce a product, produce a service, and that's what brings value to any company. Because everything that they will have you believe that its value is externally, every manual that's hidden in the safety box or whatever they have it there at the patent office does no good to the company until that knowledge of that manual come inside of our souls, and then we are there to work for that company, and we are there to activate the products and services. You see, as simple as that. So we are the ones, you know, what I call, we are the value generating. We are the ones that give value to everything, not gold, not silver, not everything. When we inherit a wholesome word that tells you the instructions how to make a product or service, we are the value generating element for that company. We are the ones cause things to have value. But they deprive you of that knowledge because they will have you think that the value is externally. You know, and so that's how nations have been, you know, made fools of. Because people don't understand, you know, this simple thing. That once you hear the word, that's what God did not need to make a patent office. He just made our souls. And he was going to deposit his words in our souls so that we could project his character. We could project his mindset of completeness and satisfaction. Of showing, you know, we're here to restore, renew, refresh, to do all these things that the character of God, you know, loves to do and to reflect who he is. And so that's the whole idea. But then again, another thing that I'm understanding, at this time, if you notice, a lot of people that have grown disillusioned with a lot of religions, because religions just have been offered them a lot of traditions that have no depth or meaning or sense of anything, that does not connect to the world. Notice that everything I teach you connects to everything, because that's what the word Yud He Vav He means. Jehovah, it means the work, you know. The work is the Yud is the hand for the work, you know, and He is for display or to show or reveal, you know. Vav is the connectedness, and He again is to show or reveal, you know, but also to activate. Okay, so it's the work of revealing the connectedness of all living, the connectedness of everything that works. So that's what the word Yud He Vav He means. It's the work of revealing the connectedness of all living things, of all the things that are active. And that's what we do in a company. We reveal that to people. This is how this works, and we reveal how things works and functions. Now we reveal all the activities. So everything is about connecting everything. And so most people that have a religion, because they have not studied the original Hebrew, they don't know how to connect the world with the Creator. And that's what I'm trying to do, connectedness. I'm trying to make you understand the connected world thing, that everything from his name on down. And that's the beautiful thing about the Shema, because Shema has the two names of God that mostly reveals himself. Have Yud He Vav He for Jehovah, you know, or Adonai, the Jewish people call, and Eloheinu, which means Elohim, or God, or powers. And also has one, which means how he's going to be known in the future. In the end, it says in Zechariah 49, you know, there will be one Lord over all the earth, one king over all the earth, and his name shall be Echad. Okay? And I have put this word Echad Bar to understand what it means. But this Echad Bar, which means one word, you know, the interesting thing that a lot of people that have grown disillusion with a lot of religions, you know, when they talk about God this day, they don't say the word God. Notice that they say, oh, the universe has prepared. I hope that the universe is doing this for me, or the universe has this in hand for me. They refer to God as the universe. And there's a lot of people that do not believe in God, but they like to use the universe to reference that they're talking about, you know, some external force that is looking down upon them, maybe to do something good for them. But they refer to it as the universe nowadays. But interesting, the universe just means one word. The word verse is a word, it's not the bar. The verse is for reference to a word. So when it says one, uni means one. Verse is one word. So already the people that have grown this illusion, that's what I find fascinating, because we're in the last days. And a lot of people that have grown this illusion with religion, they're already using the word, one word. They're using universe. Okay? So you already see, God is already guiding them as to how his name is going to be known, but they don't know the meaning of it, therefore. He has revealed the meaning to me, and I'm making it manifest to you. You know, so that Echad Bar, which means one word or one verse, one Dabar, one management, you know, one economy. Okay, this is the beautiful thing, that already the world of the lost people, they already gone disillusioned from their routines and traditions that don't make any sense, that connect to the world. They're already using a word which is by the very word of which God is going to be known at the end, you know, when everything is understood. Okay, so isn't that fascinating? You know, that's what I find very fascinating. But in any case, let me get down to the last 50. The last $50. Okay, so we have Bear Fruit, Angel Martinez. All right, now one more. $50 for tonight. And let's see here. Let me see, what can I ask you on this one. All right, let me think. Okay. All right, let me see if somebody can remember this one. This is kind of a little hard one. Uh, can somebody remember what it says in Zechariah 14:9? Zechariah 14:9, what it says about God there. Zechariah 14:9. Let me go down here to the bottom because I keep forget to go to the bottom and I lose the who answers first. All right. Zechariah 14:9. What does it say there about what's going to happen at the end? Can anybody remember? All right, hope you hear me. Do we have people on? Denomination. All right. One. Okay, one, but one what? What does it say about one? The Lord shall be king over the whole earth. Aha. And yeah, and there will be one Lord, and his name, the only one, the only name. Okay, that's good. You got the NIV, which I hate because they don't translate it as one, but but that's good though. But that's the verse. That's the verse. So Andy gets $50. All right. Andy, you get $50. All right. And let's see. And Brian, I'm gonna give you 20, okay, for giving that answer too. 304,000. I'm gonna give you a 20 for that. All right. And let me see what else we have in here. Who else came over? All right. It's good to see you people. We have a good crowd today, at least. You know. At least I'm able to play it on my own, group today. Not like last week. I went to my timeline. That's why it was so confusing. Ah, wow. Well, let's see. But it's good to see all of you guys in here. Wow, that's excellent. All right. Even Naomi came in that today. That's good. All right. All right. We have some people, some brand new people, or the people that have been here before. But that's good, you guys. Very good, very good. Okay, I want to give one more 20. What is the words that people that are unbelievers use nowadays to refer to God when they talk about God? They don't say God, but what's the word that they use? People that are disillusioned with religion and don't follow religion, what do they say when they refer to something that has to do with God? Okay. Can anybody remember? I said this one universe. Anthony Crispin. Okay. All right. So you get 20. So you're gonna get 70 total then, I guess. Okay. Let me write them down here. So let me see. So we have Bear Fruit 550 and Angel Martinez got 50. Andy Crispin got 70 and Brian got 20. All right, you guys. Now remember until Friday you're gonna see that, okay? All right. Oh, say something about not playing my video anymore. I don't know what happened. I'm so sorry. Uh, in any case, I'm gonna have to go, you guys.